Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and more importantly, Merry Christmas. I've had an idea for a while to do videos in series. A few people have had ideas for different games that they wanted to see, and I thought to myself, I'd like to do something over Christmas. And I got thinking to games that I'd played that were a bit longer, that I played during the Christmas period that I really enjoyed. And one of the first ones that jumped out at me was Mario Bros. 3. This clear is going to be a little bit different. It's going to be a 1-credit clear, but what's going to happen is, because there's 8 worlds, there's going to be a different video going up every day. So there'll be one up today, which is Christmas Day, and then there'll be one up every day until New Year's Day, because there's 8 worlds. I won't be using any whistles, although I will be collecting them just so you can see where you'd actually get them from. I'm playing the Super Nintendo version of Super Mario Bros. 3 that came with Mario All-Stars that came out in 1993. The original version of Mario Bros. 3 came out in 1988, October 1988 in Japan. It came out in North America in February 90, and then the PAL version, which is in Europe, came out in August 1991. And it was basically an expansion of the first game. The second game, there's a bit of kind of a troubled history with the second game, because they originally designed a second game that was just like the first one. And then they pulled it at the last minute because they had some ideas of rebranding a different game. And what they actually did was they rebranded a game called Yumi Kojo Doki Doki Panic. No word of a lie. If you look that up, that's why you'll find that Mario Bros. 2 is so different to all the other games. And when they brought Mario Bros. 3 out, they really wanted to kind of take it back to the gameplay that had enthralled so many people. And it worked, because this sold an unfathomable amount. 18 million copies. It remains the 3rd best-selling NES game of all time. And out of the top 4, 3 of them are Mario games. Super Mario Bros. 1 is the biggest selling NES game of all time, sold over 40 million. Then Duck Hunt sold 28 million. This sold 18 million, and then Mario Bros. 2 that I just told about still sold 10 million. This is also the highest grossing non-bundled game that Nintendo ever made. They reckon with like if you account for inflation and kind of today's money overall, it made over $1.7 billion for Nintendo, which is just unfathomable. Mario Bros. 3 took the original gameplay and added so much to it. You'll see when we do the clear, there's maps, there's suits, there's battles with giant turtles, 7 of them, there's all these different worlds, there's castles, there's power-ups, there's sub-games, there's hidden stuff. It's, in a lot of respects, the toss-up for me, when people say what's the best Mario game, it's either this or it's Super Mario World that came out on the SNES, really. Those are the two. Those are the peak of what was good about Mario and why people love Mario games so much. So that's basically it. So I'm going to do World 1 today, and then what I'll do is, as I say, I'll be playing the whole thing in 1 clear, and I'm just going to, when I get to the end of a level, stop the recording, start the recording again, and then start it as the next episode, basically. So there won't be a big intro to each one, it'll just be gameplay pretty much after this. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I feel like saying. There isn't really. I've had a load of new subscribers recently, so thanks to everybody who's jumped on and subscribed. It's been really good. I was over 110 last time I checked, and it's been really quality. Last couple of months really, I've had such a hectic schedule. I've been all over the place, and last weekend I was over in Dublin, and it was really good. Shout outs to everybody who I saw over in Dublin. You're good people. It was a lot of fun. And shout outs to everybody from Dublin who then went on to subscribe to the channel. That's pretty legit. But yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to beat Super Mario Bros. 3 in 1 sitting. That's right, 1 sitting. Every level. Not going to use whistles. Although, as I said, I will collect them and then show you exactly how they work. But I won't skip levels with them. So that's that. I hope you're having a great Christmas. I hope you're watching this on some kind of new device that somebody's given you and that you appreciate, obviously, because that's what Christmas is all about. Getting good stuff and making people feel good for buying you good stuff. And then giving people good stuff themselves. I mean, it swings and roundabouts. But anyhow, that's enough of me yattering on. Get the kettle on. Get yourself some Toblerone. Don't even start me on the 400 gram, 360 gram post-Brexit Toblerone scenario. Just get a Toblerone. Just buy 2 and then you're alright. And come get involved. because this is going to be all kinds of fun, trust me. Let's get started, shall we? Let's get involved then, shall we, my good friends? Kettle on. Toblerone sorted. Let's go rescue some princesses. So, first thing you'll notice, a bit cosmetically different. You've got that kind of a meter at the bottom, which has got a P on it. And what that means is you can fly. If you... Oh, let me see if I can get this. If you get a certain set of power-ups. If you get a wing, which you can get from here... The leaf, sorry, the wing. What am I on about? If you get the leaf power-up, you turn to said raccoon. Which means you can fly, which is ideal. When you get your meter up to the top. Like that. Right, what I want to try and do is... Now, there's a trick to this level. Where, if you collect exactly 11 coins... You get to the end, and I think your score's got to have a multiple of 10 on it. I'm not going to run at this because you get bonus points sometimes for that. See if this works. So I've collected 11 coins. My score ends in a multiple of 10. There you go. The money boat. And what that is when you get onto it, instead of being a hammer brother, it is just loads of free coins. Those the little mushroom you see in that box, you get a card every time you finish a level. 3 mushrooms is 2 lives, 3 flowers is 3 lives, and 3 stars, which is the one that we're trying to spam the most, is 5 lives, which is dead handy. There's very few Mario clears you see where people don't end up just taking advantage of the fact that if you run full pelt, I'll try and get one here and see if I can show you. But if you run full pelt at the thing and jump at just the right time, you can nearly always get a star like that. What I'm going to do is, I'm not going to do all the worlds. I am going to show you where to get the whistles, though. If you're doing clears yourself and you want to get to the end without having to do all the levels, the whistles are a good way of doing it. The first one's on this level, and it's when the platforms appear, which is in a little while. It's after this boomerang chap. Oh! Yeah, I thought that might happen. Right. If I stay ducked on this, what'll happen is I'll go behind the scenery. And then we get a whistle. Like I say, I will use them, but I'm not going to use them to skip levels. What I'll do is on one of the clears, because I'll probably run out of inventory room, is I will just use all 3 of them, one after the other, go back to the level that I'm on, and just show how it works, basically. So in the toad houses you get items that you can use. You use those on the map screens. It means when you go into a level, you're not going in without any power-ups. Right, I'm going to have a go at this. I'm probably going to skip a few of these when I do the clear, just because there's so many, they get really tiresome. And they're really hard to do properly, I'll be honest. I'm not going to go, there's a bit of input lag. They're just hard, to be honest with you. So, first castle. Now I'm going to leave that because there's an opportunity to get another whistle on this level. Just got to time it right. What I need to do is get to here, get a raccoon power up, and I need to jump on this thing. And then I need to fly up and across. And if I run to the side here, press up, I will end up in this room with a chest with yet another whistle. Now here's the thing. With both of those whistles, if you do a whistle, you get teleported to a warp zone. If you do a whistle while you're on level 1, you can go to levels either 2, 3, or 4. If you do a whistle on 2, 3, or 4, you can go to 5, 6, or 7. And if you do a whistle on level 7, you can go on level 8. But here's the thing, right? If you do a whistle on level 1, and then if you do another whistle when you're on the warp screen itself, you can then go straight to level 8. So if you do want to skip the vast majority of the game, you can do it. But The problem is that level 8's only really doable, in my opinion, unless you're really good, when you've done all the levels, just because you get loads of power-ups that make it a lot easier. You get loads of P-Wings and clouds and all kinds of stuff. Stuff that you need, if you're being honest. Upwards through here. And there you see. So I get 1 life for that, which is good. So it basically means every 3 levels you do, you get an extra life, which is nice. But the real key is trying to get the... 5. Shot. The other thing with the raccoon costume is the fact... I say costume, you just put a tail on and... Do you know what I mean? There's better costumes than that, if I'm being honest. You haven't made a massive effort. It's kind of like the dressed down day of costumes. Right. Now what I can do is, if I can hammer this button hard enough, I can skip like, there you go. See, you can skip the vast majority of the level. I'll try and find where I can land. There. Because what I want to try and do is get a bit of speed up. And get a mushroom. Garbage. Right. That's not good. Right. So, as you might imagine, good for extra lives. This is the money boat. You gotta be careful on here, not get crushed to death, actually. That'd be brutal, wouldn't it? That's a chilling morality tale for you. I think I've already got 1 life there. And yeah, for a game that came out at this time as well, all kinds of secrets on this. Oh, it's 2 lives. Bonus. Pipe here at the end. Ugh. And a star. Not too bad. Which is probably the power-up you would have got for beating the original Hammer Brother. But nice to get a couple of lives for your troubles. Right. Content to help you on your way. What have you got for me? Nice. That's actually a fairly decent power-up. Almost to the castle. Now. At the end of this level, level 1 Grassland, by the way, I didn't say. You'll find that the king has been transformed into a snake. Every level you get to the end of, the king will be transformed into some kind of animal by one of the fabulous Koopa kids. In this kingdom, it is Larry Koopa. Okay? Larry, bless him. So he's turned the king into a snake, so what you've got to do is jump on his airship, track him down, and jump on his head 3 times. Long story short. Oh, David Brent, that is. Oh, she said she'd be wearing a white chiffon scarf. Oh, right. With these bullet things, you'll find that they won't fire if you stand next to them. So you can basically try and scroll them off screen a little bit. That wasn't my best. Just about got there, though. God, I need fix up here. I need a good cup of tea. Especially if I'm going to take all these levels on. Right. See if I can do this. That was absolute garbage. What is up with me? You'll see the ship will fly off. And then I'll go do it properly. Right. 2 seconds. Let me have a sip of tea here. Oh, that's decent. Right. Let's do this properly, shall we? Focus. I got soft, I swear, in my old age. I played so much of this over the last couple of weeks. Right, so let me get up for that and then get back down, so I'll get out of the way. That's better. Sit down. Didn't need that, really. So, therein lies the end of Grassland. So you fall from the sky for ages, somehow through the roof of a palace. I'm fine. King's got his wand back. Oh, thank heavens, I'm back to my old self again. Thank you so much. Here is a letter from the princess. Princess Toadstool says, greetings. If you see any ghosts, be careful. They will give chase if you turn away. Indeed, and that was a staple of ghosts in the Mario games to come. I've enclosed a jewel that helps protect you. She's given me a P-Wing, which is really, really, really good. What the P-Wing does is it means you turn into the raccoon and your P-meter never goes down, so you can fly infinitely for one level. Those are really helpful in later levels. And that, my good friends, is World 1. A lot of fun, as it was too. A great introduction to kind of the game and what's to come. There's a lot of much harder levels and much more kind of outside the boxy levels as well, really. World 1's nice and straightforward, but it does give you an idea of the differences in gameplay mechanics. It's Christmas Day, isn't it? I hope you're having a great day. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope that tomorrow you'll turn up, because tomorrow what we're going to do is go through Desert Land, and we're going to try and beat the amusingly named Morton Cooper Jr. That's right, who has, by the power of said magic wand, mischievously turned some king into some random animal. Alright, so you take very good care of yourselves, have a good Christmas, enjoy the day, and I will see you good people tomorrow. Take care.